Good morning, everybody. Andy A. Wood coming to you live from the friendly confines of Fit for You in Loveland, Ohio. Wanted to capitalize this morning, folks. Video that I'm doing is dual in purpose. Number one, I wanted to extend my gratitude and thanks to all of the folks, and there have been many that have joined my service, my online coaching, training, consulting service. It has exploded out of the gates. I'm incredibly excited and ecstatic to be working for you folks to get you the results that have eluded you for all of these months, and in many instances, years. The second purpose of this video this morning, I wanted to provide a backdrop so that folks know exactly my reason, my mission for launching this online coaching service. Folks, I want to give as much assistance, instruction, guidance, and help to anyone who wants and who needs it. Wasn't very long ago, I was in the same predicament as many folks tuning into this video. Lack of motivation was not the issue. It was a lack of know-how. In other words, I was always interested and intrigued in exercise and lifting weights. I was born an extremely frail, scrawny individual, 145 pounds when I graduated. My own father nicknamed me the Chicken Man because of how pathetically skinny and frail like I was. I literally had the chest of a newborn chicken. I was the object of much ridicule, and frankly, I walked around feeling completely inadequate and lacked self-confidence in terms of my appearance and just being a man. But again, I was keenly interested in strength training and lifting weights, and I foolishly and pridefully believed that because I was a man, I would inherently just figure it out. I was a man. This is what men do. We exercise, we lift weights. Wrong. The body, folks, let's not fool ourselves, is the most complex machine anywhere on the planet Earth. In other words, if you had difficulties with your transmission or your engine in your car, I highly doubt, unless you were a skilled, trained professional, that you would wander out to the garage, pop the hood, grab a wrench, grab a blowtorch, and just start taking things apart, putting things in, taking things out, disconnecting things. No, you'd have a massive problem on your hands. You would consult and seek the advice and the wisdom in the direction of a professional. Well, that's foolishly that I refused to do. And I would go to the gym and I would toil away and I would read this program and try this program, and I watched others gain results while my body literally stayed the same, with the exception, I should mention, of one change. My body did change, and it was very noticeable, and in reality what it was, I gave myself a hernia because my technique was so absolutely atrocious, and again, I had no clue what I was doing. So I got that surgically repaired, and I swore that when I rejoined the gym again, it would be different now. I was fixed, I was healthy, I would go in, I would finally figure this out and crack the code. Wrong again. I go in, and after several futile months of not gaining any results, I was in physical pain. My elbows ached, my shoulders hurt. I couldn't figure this out, and I was extremely irritated, bewildered, and frustrated. My life changed on a particular day, staggered into the gym. Once again, motivation was not the issue. I went to do some bicep curls in the free weight area, and I had a black sleeveless t-shirt on that day with my spindly little pipe cleaner biceps exposed, and I grabbed a pair of 12.5-pound dumbbells, and if I'm not mistaken, that set of dumbbells was maybe fluorescent green, okay? I grabbed the dumbbells and I started doing bicep curls, and my technique, I'm sure, was absolutely hideous, and I actually caught a glimpse of another grown man who was adjacent to me in the dumbbell area laughing at me. He didn't think I saw him. I did. He was laughing at me and the pathetic weight that I was using, and probably my pathetic technique as well. He even signaled to his friend, who was several feet away. Hey, look at this clown over here. And he looked at me and I saw him and he looked right at me and laughed. I mean, they didn't even try to conceal their ridicule from me. And I was humiliated. I really was. I was embarrassed. Completely felt inadequate and like I didn't belong anywhere near a gym. I went home that particular day very defeated. However, determined. I got onto the internet and I scoured it. Hours on end. I found finally the guidance and the direction and the professional assistance I was in search of. I contacted a trainer, we emailed, we had conversations, and I actually purchased his product. It was a binder. It was something along the lines of get big and shredded. And for the first time, and I ordered it, and for the first time when I received that binder of information, I was on the path to achieving what I'd set out to achieve nearly 5, 6, 7 years prior. I actually had a plan. There was a blueprint in place that told me what to do, when to do it, how many to do, that I lacked for all the years prior. Again, believing inherently that I just would figure it out because I was a man. So it changed my life, in fact, so much that I redirected my career path. I literally went from teaching school, 7th grade history, to some of the finest students on the planet Earth in Blanchester, Ohio, to a career of being a fitness professional all these years later, and have sustained this career for nearly a decade now. And I wouldn't change a thing. So my message is simple. Don't be stubborn like I was for all of those years. Seek out, if in fact you need it, if you're not getting the results you want, if your body's in discomfort, if you do bicep curls and you don't feel it in your biceps, but rather your shoulders and your elbow. Every time you bench press, your shoulders are injured. You've been going to the gym 4 days a week for 4 months straight, and literally you look no different today than the day you enrolled in the gym. My message is seek the advice of somebody that's been in your shoes, somebody that's been down that path, because again, the human body is extremely complex. And in order to maximize your time and maximize your results, there has to be a plan. You can't just try to figure things out as you go. It doesn't work. And in the end, all you're going to get is extremely irritated, frustrated, and eventually you're going to quit and then you won't restart. Right now you're motivated, you're inspired, and you stop for a while, retry, stop, re-begin. Eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to say, you know what, genetically speaking, this is just not intended for me to have the physique that I desire. Well, let me just tell you, first and foremost, that's absolute rubbish. Genetics play a role. Nobody's pretending like they don't. However, we all, every last one of us, can maximize what we've been given. So again, my final message: start doing, quit talking, make a move. It's later than you think. Coach Wood signing off. Adios. If I can be of any assistance at all, contact me, Andy Wood, personal trainer @gmail.com, and you can finally be on the fast track to getting where you want to get and eliminate all of the guesswork and get you to the point where you can stop hoping for results and you can start expecting them. Look forward to working with you. Adios.